6 months back only I realized it's time to do something of my own, and I did not want to do something which everybody is doing. I want to do something offbeat, something which can create an impact, not something which is run of the mill. So I had some idea which I brought to SYB course, which I pivoted from around 10-12 days back, and this is something which was something else which was close to my heart. One of the things which I was exploring. So here it is, mushroom for health. I'll be dealing with super mushrooms called cordyceps. Okay, and the punchline is Sada Bahar, Dawa Rahe Jeevan. So there is something peculiar about the punchline. I've used the word Dawa Rahe, not Rog Mukt. You can be Rog Mukt, but still you can be taking those pills, medicines, and all vitamins, etc. etc. Dawa Rahe means properly Dawa Rahe. Yeah, so talking of cordyceps mushrooms, they are known to cure 21 diseases, including cancer, chronic diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, thyroid. They are known to have anti-aging properties as well. I mean, you can go on and on and on. The summary is that they help in absorption of oxygen in blood cells, which in a way completely overhauls your neurosystem. That's what they do. And during the COVID days, it was supposed to be a potential cure for COVID-19, but because of some reasons, they were not available. I'll be discussing those reasons in due. So natural cordyceps production is on downgrade. Okay, it has reduced because they usually grow in Himalaya region. 70% of the growth happens in China, and then India, Nepal, and Bhutan. Because of reduction in ice belts and green belts, their natural production has gone down. They grow on caterpillars. They are not completely vegan. These are the funguses which grow on caterpillars. So because of lack of natural production, their production in labs has started, which is kind of a vegan production. And that's what happened during COVID days. Raw material supply stopped for lab production, and that's why there was no cordyceps mushrooms available in the market. It can be, the business can be started in a simple 2-room setup. You only need 10 by 10 working space. This is based on the research that I did. I spoke to a couple of entrepreneurs, small and big ones. So that's the feedback that I got. And you can start something of your own with just a 2-room setup. One room will be where you'll be growing mushrooms. It will be a lab. Second room will be where you'll be drying them and powdering them and packing. Coming to DMC, okay, these are the customer segment which I'm targeting. Millennials and Gen X population. Reason for that is these are the people who you'll find it peculiar. They drink green tea. They experiment with beverages that we take. Okay, so the most common form of consumption of these mushrooms is you powder them, you drink them like a black tea. It's called mushroom tea. That's the easiest way of consumption. So this is the population which I can target. Plus they are in their 30s and 40s. They actually need something which can give them vigor, something which is anti-fatigue and anti-aging. Right? And then enterprises which can create derivatives out of them. Those dabas and badinas and all chavanprash, gels, etc. etc. So these are going to be the customer segments which I'll be targeting. The relationships are going to be long term. They're trust-based relationship. I'll be selling on quality, timely delivery, response to customer feedback, and most importantly, first and foremost, customer advocacy. The channel presence. Okay, I'm covering the bottom half first. Websites, mobile apps is going to be my own website from which people can buy. There are going to be third-party websites, Amazon, 1mg.com, from where people can place orders. There will be departmental stores which I want to accommodate my product. Okay. And most importantly, logistics service provider relationship is very important. I really want products to be delivered on time. So it creates a lot of impact, especially when you are buying online, you are ordering on phone. Delivery has to happen on time. Communication channels will be, digital marketing is going to be the key, at least in the first year of operation. Google and YouTube ads, POP advertising, participation in events, government-sponsored events only. I won't be having money to spend. Okay, and maybe some events of my friend company. A lot of my friends are entrepreneurs, so I can request them. You are having an annual meet. You are having an annual meet. Why don't you let me distribute goodies and freebies to your participants and all? That can be a good advertising platform. So this is the value proposition: Sada Bahar, Dawa Rahe Jeevan with anti-aging immunity booster mushroom tea, adulteration free and grown in vegan way. Revenue streams would be dried mushrooms for enterprise customers, powdered mushrooms to be used as mushroom tea, and other derivatives in medium to long run. I don't want to do that in the first year of operation. formulation, gels and capsules. A lot of research needs to be done whether customers will buy in that form, they will consume in that form or not, which is yet to happen. Since I am at an ideation stage, activities will cover it. Let me cover the cost structure first. Lab apparatus, I have done the research. Based on that, maximum 2 lakhs, 1.5 to 2 lakhs in a small 10 by 10 setup. That's from where you can start with 1 year warranty. And you need a consistent temperature of 20 degrees centigrade in the lab, for which you need 1.5 ton AC plus a gen set, okay, which will cost 1 lakh rupees. So it's quite simple, it's manageable. Since I'm at an ideation stage, I've covered all the costs involved, the registration, website development, mobile app. So I have a friend who has got his company, he does search engine optimization also, digital marketing services also. So he's agreed to do everything for me at a nominal price. So 1 lakh rupees will cover everything, and then some quality assurance will definitely be required, okay, because you are dealing with edibles. And this will be a recurring cost. Okay, fixed component will be hosting charges, digital marketing charges, event participation, maintenance, rentals will be there, legal compliance, and then manpower will be required. So I'll be looking forward to a team of 2 people. One will be in sales. Okay, obviously the second component, 3.6 lakhs. I think I'll have to handle that for the time being alongside my job. And there will be a supervisor for lab. So one person is sufficient. That's what 2 to 3 entrepreneurs have told me. He can just supervise the crop, he can just harvest it, he can dry it, put it in the room, harvest it and all, powder it, and packing, everything can be done by a single person. Till the time you have excessively high workload. You can start with one person, that is sufficient. And then I am also looking forward to having a consultant for route to market, to handle those departmental stores and all. Okay, so these FMCG companies, they often hire consultants, especially when they are looking forward to international markets. You just let us help us in getting our product placed in those shelves, right? So these kind of people, if I get somebody really good in India, I would like to take his services on retainership model. He won't be a full-time employee, and I've accommodated for 50,000 a month the cost for that. And then there will be variable cost. Raw material is very cheap. For a small setup, I got to know that even 20,000 rupees sufficient to get the raw material, and once you spend those 20,000 rupees, it takes 60 days for mushrooms to grow. So 2 months you spend 20,000 rupees. So this is how I arrived at this figure. So not covering every elementary item now, I think we have fair idea. Not too much of investment is required in this business, and it's not very complicated business also, very you need specialized resources without which you cannot start the business. These are the key partnerships which will be key to the success. Okay, raw material supplier, I need to have a backup also. Okay, and I need to ensure that he is consistently supplying me good quality. Logistics partners are important, marketing agency, quality control, legal team. So small and big, since I am at an ideation stage, I listed everything which will come to my mind. Now this is the problem that I am trying to solve. Post-COVID, there has been a sudden rise in the demand of cordyceps mushroom because of their tendency to heal respiratory issues and boost general immunity as well. Right? So, they are, as I mentioned, they are known to cure 21 diseases, including cancer, anti-aging. We have covered those things, right? But right now, there are no dependable players in the market. There is one company called Soumya Foods, which is based out of Dehradun. It is run by a lady called Devya Rawat. It has got a good name in that market. They are selling it at 7.5 lakh rupees a kilogram. That is the only company which is exclusively into cordyceps mushrooms. There may be some other companies as well. I am still doing my research. But unorganized sector is something which is mushrooming up. So there is competition from organized sector. As I mentioned, Soumya Foods. There is a company called Mushroom Essence. It's doing other mushrooms also, not just cordyceps mushrooms. And the rooted actives, as I mentioned, other things. Not only Soumya Foods is the company which I could find, which is working only on cordyceps mushrooms and its derivatives. There are companies like Shipra Biotech Private Limited, which is exporting these mushrooms in international markets. That's why you really command a premium. There's competition from unorganized sector. People started going for themselves. They started supplying also to their neighborhood, etc., etc. They work more like self-employed people. And then there's a competition from substitute products and allopathic supplements as well. I don't count them, to be very frank, as competition, because substitute products, ashwagandha, shilaji, they have always been there in the market. Yet allopathic, we all know there are side effects. Now this is the secondary market ecosystem that the product belongs to, herbal health supplements, FMCG, and these are the some known players which I put list down. Okay, so 3 players are actively into cordyceps mushrooms, and there are small and big startups which are supplying to their neighborhoods and whatever they are doing. As I said, they are operating like self-employed people. Not much of expectation, not much of aspirations to grow. They are happy with whatever they are doing. The global market was $1.07 billion in 2022, and it's growing at CAGR of not 5.5, it's actually growing at 6.5%. So I read 3 research reports, 2 spoke 6.5%, 1 spoke I think 10 point something percent. But North America is turning out to be the biggest market and growing at the fastest pace, and second one is European markets because of increase in chronic diseases, diabetes, hypertension, thyroid, etc., etc. And these are the market trends that can really impact the ecosystem in future. There is increased awareness around traditional medicines. Even in India, WHO, in tandem with Government of India, has set up a global center for traditional medicine. Government has invested, Indian government, $250 million to create awareness around these medicines. So there will be a thrust from government as well. And government keeps organizing a lot of trade shows, trade fairs also, where you can come and you can showcase your products as a part of an initiative of MSME ministry. There are gaps in the existing system. The same cordyceps which you are buying for 7.5 lakh rupees a kilogram, other person could be selling at 10,000 rupees a kilogram. There is no way you can judge the quality, and if it is in the powdered form, you never know how much of rice powder has been available. Right? So there is no way to check the quality, and there is no criteria of setting up the pricing. And that's the problem. That's an actual gap. So my USP will be vegan. And I don't want to use the word organic right now. Vegan is the word which I'll be using. Grown in a purely vegan way. And secondly, it will be an open door policy. Right? So I think that's the best way to establish trust. If you want to, whether you are a blogger or you're curious about how we are growing, how we are maintaining quality and all, come spend a day with us. Doors are open for you. See how we are manufacturing, how we are storing, how we are maintaining hygiene, etc., etc., and do write something on the internet for us. So that's the way, I think that's the best way by which you can create trust. And first year I'm focusing only on customer advocacy. Yes, margins will be there, profits will be there, but I need to build a brand name in the first year. I think I'm open.
Yeah.